Okay, let's cut through all the hype around AI and get right down to it. How can you, as a project manager, actually use this stuff as a real practical co-pilot? Forget the theory for a minute. We're talking about specific tools you can use, like today, to make your projects run so much smoother.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to dive into how AI helps you build a way smarter project plan from the get-go. Then, we'll jump into the execution phase and see how it keeps you one step ahead of problems. After that, we'll tackle the time sink that is reporting. And finally, we'll talk about the most critical piece of this whole puzzle, your role in all of this.
All right, first up, project planning. You and I both know that a project's success is pretty much decided right here, in these super important early stages. So let's see how AI can help us build a foundation that's actually rock solid.
Let's kick things off with a classic project management headache, risk assessment. Seriously, think about the last time you had to run a risk workshop. You've got to be thorough, right? But brainstorming every single thing that could go wrong, it feels like it can drag on for days, completely draining your team. There's got to be a better way.
And there is. Check out PMI Infinity. This is an AI tool straight from the Project Management Institute itself. Think of it like this. You have the entire PMI body of knowledge. We're talking decades of project lessons right there in a chat window. You can literally ask it to find risks for your specific project and even suggest proven ways to handle them.
And using it is unbelievably simple. You just type in a normal, real-world prompt, just like this one. And instead of you having to rely on just memory or what your team comes up with on the spot, you get an instant, structured list of risks, often ranked by impact, pulled from a giant database of past projects.
The value here is, well, it's huge. A task that used to eat up an entire day for your whole team can now be knocked out in minutes. Now, this doesn't replace your team's judgment, not at all, but it gives you an incredibly strong, data-driven place to start your risk register.
Okay, so that's risk. But what about the schedule itself? AI is also totally changing how we build our project schedules. All those complex things like Gantt charts and managing dependencies are getting a major boost, especially in tools we already use, like Microsoft Project.
In this case, the AI is kind of like your super smart advisor. It'll look at all your tasks and suggest a better, more efficient schedule. Or it'll look at your team's workload and perform some smart resource leveling so nobody gets burned out. And all the while, it's constantly checking dependencies to make sure you always know exactly what your critical path is.
And this right here is the key takeaway for this whole planning part. The AI gives you these great, data-driven suggestions, but you, the project manager, are still the one in the driver's seat. You know the business, you know your team, and you make the final call. The AI is your co-pilot, not the pilot.
Okay, so we've got a solid plan. Now we're moving into execution. This is where the rubber meets the road. And let's be honest, it's where things can start to go sideways. So let's look at how AI helps keep the project on the rails, not by looking in the rearview mirror, but by looking ahead.
You see, the big shift here is moving from being reactive to being proactive. Usually, we only find out there's a problem after it's already happened, right? With AI, the system is constantly scanning all your project data, looking for those little early warning signs, those patterns that mean trouble is brewing, letting you get ahead of it all.
I mean, just imagine getting an alert like this from a tool like Asana AI. It's not just saying, hey, this task is late. It's warning you that a task is likely to be delayed because of a problem somewhere else. That kind of predictive power gives you a chance to step in before the schedule actually slips. It's a game changer. And that's really the bottom line for AI and project execution. It's basically the smoke detector for your project. It gives you that critical early warning, and that transforms you from being a firefighter who's always reacting to problems to being a strategist who prevents the fires from even starting.
All right, let's move on to our third section, reporting. Let's be real for a second. How many hours do you lose every single week just compiling status updates, pulling data, and formatting reports? For most of us, it's a ton. Well, this is one area where AI can give you a huge chunk of your week back. The process is actually surprisingly easy with tools like ChatGPT or Gemini. It's really just 3 steps. You write a clear instruction, you feed it the raw data from your project, your task lists, risks, budget updates, and then you just let it do all the heavy lifting of drafting the report for you. Your prompt can be as simple as this. You tell the AI who it's for, what you want, and then you just paste in your raw data. And here's the real aha moment. You can ask it to create multiple reports from that one set of data. A high-level summary for the execs, a detailed action list for the team, all from the same prompt. and the quality of what comes out is pretty amazing. The AI doesn't just spit back a list of facts, it actually structures it into a professional report with a clean executive summary, a section on top risks, and clear action items. This can save you hours of painful writing and formatting week after week.
So, we've seen how AI can help with planning, execution, and reporting. But that brings us to the most important section of all. What's the role of the project manager, the human, in this new world? Let's be super clear on this. AI is a powerful co-pilot, but you are still the pilot.
See, the AI can analyze data and suggest what to do, but it can't make that final strategic call. It can't navigate tricky stakeholder politics. It can't inspire a team member who's feeling down, and it definitely can't take the ultimate accountability for the project. Those are and will always be fundamentally human skills.
This is really the evolution of our role. AI is here to free you from all that manual admin-heavy work. So instead of being bogged down analyzing raw data and writing reports, you can focus your time on what really matters: strategy, leadership, and proactive management. Your job becomes less about administration and way more about direction.
So the real question isn't if AI is going to be part of project management, it's already here. The question for you is, which of these tools, which of these co-pilots makes the most sense to bring onto your team to really elevate the work you do?